Y'all know the routine by now. One puff, let's go. First, I want to get this out the way real quick. I've been absent for about a week and a half. I've been having a good and horrible week. First of all, my birthday weekend was last weekend. Partied up, did a little thing, barbecue, nothing major. Big 37, that's me. What's up? But then on the other end, my little cousin just got sentenced to a little prison time, so it was bittersweet. At least he came over for my birthday. We got to chop it up before he went in, but he finna do a little time. Keep your head up, Marcus. I love you. Let's go. That's out the way. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. Today, y'all knew it was coming. I've been teasing it. And here we go. Ranking all 11 Halloween movies. I'm not finna give synopsis. I'm not finna talk about the 4 or 5 different timelines. This is strictly about the movies and the ranking, worst to first, from my own personal perspective. This is basically the beginning of the horror icons of the 80s, the Freddys, the Jasons, the Michael Myers, and led into Chucky. But this guy started all the horror tropes: sex equals death, the final girl, the idiot friend that gets slashed, the jackass boyfriend that get cut up. All these things happen in this franchise that coined the phrase final girl or woo woo, certain people you know gonna die. When this movie came out, it created all of those tropes. And Michael Myers, basically, he's the guy. Now, one quick thing, I'm going to get into his little backstory before I get into the ranking. Because like I said, it's not about his backstory synopsis. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Like I always say. I know sometimes people say, man, explain stuff to people like it's the first time they ever watched it or heard about it. If you ain't heard about Michael Myers, fuck off. Straight up. This for people who I know what they know. Michael was a young, you know what I'm saying, little fragile kind of child. No father. Mother was always out working, woo woo. And one day on Halloween, he just fucking snapped. He was about 6 or 7 years old. He snapped, butchered his sister, cut her up a lot of times, 20-something times. He was admitted to the child home to where he was mentally, you know what I'm saying, insane. He broke out years later. Boom. That's where we get to the movies. He slashed motherfuckers for 11 movies and one coming out next month, October. The new reinvention of the Halloween. Part 2 to that particular franchise. Halloween Kills or whatever. But I gotta throw a big shout out. Look at the notes real quick. John Carpenter and Deborah Lee. I know it's a lot of people who had their hands in the writing and the producing and the ownership, but this is they baby. They created this. So I'm only shouting them out. Everybody else who has something to do with it, big ups to y'all, but y'all don't get in on this. And then another thing about this franchise to me is really only 4 characters that really fucking matter. Paul Rudd, eat a dick. He was horrible in Curse. But I gotta go to Dr. Loomis. Sam Loomis. That's Donald Pleasant. R.I.P. Laurie Strode. The final girl, she created that. Jamie Lee Curtis, legend, scream queen of all queens. Nancy got to take a back seat from the Nightmare on Elm Street. Got to take a back seat to Laurie. Then we got Jamie Lloyd, which is in that timeline was Laurie Strode's daughter. That's Danielle Harris. She got a nice little spot in the horror icon, scream queen legends. She was a child in the movies and she did a hell of a job for the 2 she was in. They recast her in Curse and killed her off, which I don't count. And then we got Rachel Caruth. She came in one of my favorite movies, number 4. That's Ella Cornell. Them the only characters I'm shouting out. I don't care if because I said I'm not doing synopsis. If I go through a movie and I bring somebody up, good. Other than that, them the 4 characters to me that stuck to me throughout the entire franchise. I cared about their well-being. I cared about them winning over Mike. Now let's get to the countdown because that's too much of a synopsis. Number 11 on this countdown. Because I said it's not going to be timeline oriented. It's just all the movies, worst to first. And the fucking worst is Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks in Resurrection. They had no connection to Michael Myers. All this was basically playing on a reality show. I'm not even going to talk about this movie a lot. It's terrible. It's horrible. Busta Rhymes doing karate, fighting. Michael Myers passing people up during the movie. He bumped into Busta Rhymes wearing a Michael Myers costume. He bump into Michael Myers and tell him all kind of like, move out the way, fool. And Michael Myers look at him like, and don't kill him. That killed it for me. I hate this movie more than any movie. Moving on, number 10. This damn near close to Resurrection. It's Rob Zombie's Halloween, another timeline version. This is the part 2, not the first one. This is the second one with the Michael looking like a hobo bum. He keeps seeing Rob Zombie put Sherry Moon as his wife. He put her in every movie he got. Devil's Rejects, whatever. Whatever he do, she in it. She was good in the first one, but in this one, she like some kind of demon angel. She keep popping up with the white horse. Michael, like a hobo bum type of looking character. I just hated this whole franchise, and no more about them. Number 10. Number 9. I mean, these 3 all equally horrible, and this is Curse. Paul Rudd, who I mentioned a little earlier, with this was 2 a director cut and a theatrical release where the baby was raped. I mean, Michael raped his niece, which is Jamie Lloyd when she was older, and all this Curse of the Thorn bullshit and the green slime out his head at the end. I mean, it has some scary moments in this movie. That's why they ain't last to me. Cause when he going through the little corridor and it's like the little red and blue lights, and they got the mask even good in this one to me. But that's the only thing I can remember from this that's like good. But other than that, it's not a good movie. It's bad, and I'm done with it. Let's go. Move on. Number 8. We got, y'all know how, if y'all see my countdowns and my rankings, I am not big on remakes. I always mark them last. Sometime I give them a full-fledged dive like the franchise, so I just watched it once or twice and judged it. And sometimes I'm just not big on remakes, and that's where this falls in. This is a good movie. Jamie Lee Curtis in it. It's her basically ignoring everything besides the first one, I think. And I'm just so tired of them rebooting with her, and I just couldn't get into it. And the movie okay, Mike okay, but I didn't like he was all old. I want to see Mike in his mid-20s, early 30s. This 60-year-old nigga, I just thought they shouldn't have revealed he was old and he'd been locked up, and all the other movies didn't count. That just threw me off, because the timeline and the lore is too conjoined and fucked up anyway, so seeing an old man with this kind of strength and doing these kills, it didn't hit me like that. And that's why it's ranked like this, where it's at. Sort of middle of the package, sort of bottom of the list. Moving on. Number 7, I got the Rob Zombie first movie. Now, I don't care how people don't like the franchise of Rob Zombie iterations of it, but the first one I thought was a damn good movie. Like, we really, really technically didn't need the shitty-ass Rob Zombie Community with the jackass stepfather drunk, the language and cussing and swearing, the horny teenage daughter and the mama. Like I said, Sherry Moon, Rob Zombie wife, is the mom of Michael Myers, and it's like every movie he in, it's always a shitty ass iteration of like some hillbilly redneck type of motherfucking trailer park trash bullshit. And I'm like, this is supposed to be Haddonfield. I don't care they said you could do what you want with the franchise, woo woo. This is supposed to be Haddonfield, Illinois, upclass, middle class, suburbia. They are ghetto, hickbilly. Like, I ain't like that part. But the movie, I thought it was finally, it's about damn time we got some backstory to Michael Myers. I know they say things here and there in the movie. Dr. Loomis give you a little, he was like this, he was like that. But I thought we really needed a movie where let's dive into how this little nigga was. And I like that. Like, he killing rats and shit. He get his first body from a bully that had a picture of his mom at the strip club. So he kill him, follow him, stalk him. Like, I like that aspect. And then when it got to, he broke out and all that, that was on par course with all the other Michael Myers movies. The second one trash, but this one I really, really liked. I ain't gonna lie. Moving on to number 6. And this is basically 50-50 for the fan base, diehards or not, and that's Season of the Witch, number 3, because I said this before. Every franchise, 3 movies in, have a bad one. Besides the Saw franchise, they first 3 movies was all classics. But Season of the Witch, low rated, critically panned, nobody liked it, nobody wanted it back, and they was just like, where the fuck is Michael Myers? Let's get past that. Let's look at the movie. Okay, if they told us Michael Myers not in here and they didn't fool us and switch betas, we'd have went into a movie like, goddamn, it ain't Halloween, but it's a good ass movie. And that's what took 20-something years for motherfuckers to realize. The movie good as a bitch. It's just not Michael Myers. It's like a Tales from the Hood type of thing, like an anthology type of thing. And I'm like, I like the movie. I ain't biased to Michael Myers ain't in it. Because it's like I said, I got this movie 6 out of 11. That's middle of the pack. That tell you the movie quality wasn't bad. It's just you can't get no higher than 6 without the guy. Moving on. Number 5, I got number 5, Revenge of Michael Myers. Now, this was coming off one of my most favorite, number 4. You know what I'm saying? When they got back to what I call back to the basics. Like I say for my Texas Leatherface franchise. 2 was kind of cult classic-y like 3 from this franchise. So when they came out with 3 with that franchise, it got back to the fucking basics. That's where this pick up like a second or third timeline in this franchise with 5 with the Revenge. Mike, no chill. The Mask, they hit and miss with the Mask throughout the franchise. Some of them great, some of them fucked up. This mask, I think it's all loose on his head. It's kind of goofy, but I don't care, man. So what? Get past that. That's what I'm saying. Freddy face, his nails, the glove, always was on point. It never was fuck shit with him until the remake, the new Nightmare nobody care about. But with Mike, what's so fucking hard about getting this fucking mask right? Like, god damn, get the mask right. If the mask was right, the movie would be higher. Because sometimes looking at the mask, you see his skin under it. It's just like, it didn't work for me. But the movie good as a bitch. Donald Pleasant acting a ass. He blowing shit up, you know what I'm saying? Like, he shooting at Mike. They going at it. Mike kill him every movie, it seemed like, but he come back from the dead somehow. But Jamie a little, you know what I'm saying, comatose or whatnot in this movie, but she's still screaming her ass off. She's still innocent. She's still a victim, and she's still a kid. So her being his niece, it got bloodline, storyline, legacy, and lore, all that shit in this movie. So I have nothing else to say bad about it. I like it. Moving on. Now we got the nitty gritty. When I say the nitty gritty, that means when I start saying nitty gritty, I always laugh and joke. But what I mean by that is, these were the movies that was kind of my favorites and hard to even decipher who should be what. But at the number 4 spot, I got Halloween Part 2, the original timeline. Might get a little more aggressive in this. The budget bigger. The first movie is iconic a hit. So they got more money for Part 2, like all Part 2s get. They got more blood. They got more gore. I know we know the real history of Deborah Hill and Carpenter didn't want to do it, but they had to spice it up to keep up with Michael Myers, to keep up with Jason and Freddy and them. So he made more gore and stuff. But this movie good as hell. He in the hospital. Mike, I mean, he walking through doors, like glass doors. Like I seen Jason do this in a movie where he kicked the door really with force to get out the glass. Mike walking straight through glass doors. Like, he got the kill with the nurse lady where he pick her up with the scalpel. He got the hot tub kill where he drowned a chick in it. Like, Mike getting some kills in this. And then him and Loomis blow up. Laurie Strode with the nice aim. Pow, pow, 2 to each eye. Like, man, this movie good as fuck. I'm telling you, Mike out there killing motherfuckers. He ain't playing no game. Laurie Strode kind of like Jamie Lloyd was in 5. She was all good in 4, moving around mobile, and then she's comatose in Part 5. They did the same thing with Laurie. From 1, she was all mobile, and 2, she kind of comatose and hard to move. But she making her move, she fighting, she keeping the tag of the final girl. Man, Donald Pleasant said, I'm done with the franchise. I'm finna blow this shit up. Well, I shouldn't say Donald Pleasant. I should say John Carpenter. I'm finna blow this shit up. We'll be back, my niggas. But yeah, that's where it's go. Moving on. Number 3, H2O. They ignore this, another timeline, so I don't care about that. They ignore everything up until I think 2, where it's like she faked her death. All that shit they talking about, she faked her death and she had a daughter, all that's erased. Her daughter, Jamie Lloyd, that's erased. I don't care how much you like the movies. In this timeline, that didn't happen. She faked her death with the car crash, and 20 years later, she got a son. She been paranoid for 20 years after encountering Michael. She realized that's her brother, woo-woo-woo. She's trying to escape. She a little professor, teacher. Now, so they got LL Cool J as a security guard at this little suburban little prep school. Her son, he about a 18-year-old finna go to college. He trying to have a little fun for Halloween, but his mom paranoid around Halloween, you know what I'm saying? So when Mike pull up, you know what's finna happen. He finna start killing motherfuckers going in. But this movie right here, why I got it so high, is Jamie Lee Curtis. They make her a badass in Halloween Kill. I got that ranked later in the countdown at number 8. But in this is the where it started her as a bad bitch. She stabbing Mike with double butcher knives. She got pistols ready for him. She paranoid all movie, but she ready for the confrontation when he come. She axed his head off at the end. That was retcon when they said Michael Myers fucked somebody, throw it up and took them uniform and escaped, but whatever. This movie good as fuck. I know it was one particular scene in the movie where Mike was chasing after his nephew, Jamie Lee Curtis' son, Laurie Strode's son, and his bitch. Because Mike killed they having a double date, basically. Mike killed their friend, the boy and the girl. So now he after his nephew and his bitch. They running. They get into like a little security gate where they got the key, scrambling to try to get out. They drop the key stupidly. Mike pick it up. He's scrambling, trying to find the key to get to them because he can't reach them through the gate to cut them. So he's trying to get the keys to get into the lock to see which one gonna unlock the gate so he can get his kill. That's when Jamie Lee Curtis come out. She look at him. They had that face-to-face trailer picture. That shit was so iconic to me. That had me so pumped to go see the movie when I seen that. When I see it in the movie, it's even more exciting. Then he like, you know his little cane head thing he do? She reached down to get the little 38. He gone. Man, I love this movie. I'm telling you, H2O. Where we at? Damn, this kind of quick, this list. Number 2. I struggled with 2 and 1, to be honest. But I got number 2 on this list as the number Return of Michael Myers. This is the 4th movie in the installment. And I'm going to tell you why this number 2. 1 and 2 are iconic classics, no debate. Season of the Witch fucked people mind up and they was like, I'm done with y'all. Y'all ain't got shit else to tell us. And they came back like, we sorry what Season of the Witch did to y'all. We finna give y'all Michael motherfucking Myers. And that's what they gave us. Michael Myers. Laurie Strode was, Jamie Lee Curtis, a real character, was trying to do other things. She didn't want to be known as a scream queen, which she ended up being anyway. So she was out doing other shit. She didn't want nothing to do with the franchise. They said, we're going to keep the lore alive. That's when they created Danielle Harris' character with Jamie Lloyd as her daughter to keep her part of the family, the lore, somebody Mike close to in the family. And I'm telling you, this movie good as a motherfucker. I'm talking about the scene when Mike in part 1, Mike coming around doing shit on the low. And this nigga, he doing shit in your face. I think he throw a nigga in the electric wires. I mean, so they was at the like power plant. He throw a nigga in electric shit, blow him the fuck up. He killed a mechanic, take his suit. He getting his same mask. He back to business. I know it was a part in the movie where Loomis corner him. He tracking him shit. He corner him into like a little diner, a little I guess closed down diner or whatever. And he like, Mike, why you come back? Leave her alone. We ain't going this time, fam. He get to busting at Mike. Rah, 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 rah. Mike disappear in clear air, nigga, like Jason. And then he drive out the garage, blow the shit up. Loomis gotta dive out the way. I'm like, damn, Mike. He on business. I'm talking about the kills on point. I'm talking about Jamie Lloyd. She got the little clown costume like he had when he first caught his first body. She having like not flashbacks, but like hallucinations of him in there. Like, man, I'm telling you. And the greatest end to Halloween movie history. When she killed, they say when the movie go off, you thinking she killed her her foster parents. They retconned it in the next movie and said she just fucked her up. But when she got the mask on and she walking, it's emulating. It's like a curse of the Michael Myers family. She emulating how Michael Myers did his sister so many years ago, stabbing her while she got the mask on. And fucking Loomis, when he see her with the bloody clown outfit and the bloody butcher knife, no, he started finna try to shoot her. The sheriff come knock the gun out of his hand. I'm telling you, I felt that from Loomis, because he thinking in his mind, I just dealt with Michael. I don't know what the fuck happened. He psychologically mind fucked his own niece to where her evil done been transferred from him to him. Michael did it again, basically. Loomis couldn't handle it. If you see the way he was saying, no, you could see the distraughtness in his face. You hear it in his voice. I mean, R.I.P. Donald Pleasant. He is a fucking god for this franchise. It was movies that, like, curse. They should have give him a minor role. Like, how dare you, son of a bitch, to give him a minor role? But he carried this fucking franchise. When he say shit like, you don't know what you're dealing with. They think he erratic. But he like, fam, I'm telling you, I know this nigga. Now, let's move on. That's enough of that. Number one. This the first time I think in my history where I had the number one movie number one. Because I know I can't count Candyman. I don't even think I did a countdown of that. But number one will be number one. Even the new one, I like that. I think this controversial too, better than the new one to me. The new one ain't scary to me. Fuck all that. That's shit about Candyman. Halloween, I'm sorry about that anyway. Number one. Like I said to start the video, they created the final girl. They created you have sex in the movie, you die. Scream had to get that out the picture where they made Sydney have sex with her boyfriend and still survive as the final girl. But this is the tropes. The slow pace, the not overly gory, the not having a motive for a killer. Like everybody had motives and like sorta. I can't say before him, because he was the first. Leatherface was the first, but that's a different genre. That ain't like monster movies, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, my point is, this created all the tropes. Like, if you watch Halloween now, from a 2021 perspective, you like this some fuck shit. But you gotta put your mind in 1978. This shit scary as a motherfucker from that perspective. Everything that you think about a scary movie, first, second, and third act, you kind of can play out what you know is going to happen now after 20, 30 years of watching horror movies. This movie started all of that. Everything, how the bad villain monster is on a wreck the whole movie, and the final girl got enough strength and luck and intuition and help to vanquish him. All that started with this movie. I'm talking about The Shape. He ain't Michael Myers in this. He's not Laurie Strode's brother. He's the motherfucking Shape. I don't care. That sounds scary. If you know a nigga like this and they call him The Shape, Loomis, like, he basically exposition, the dialogue, giving us like, man, I've been with this nigga 15, 20 years. He got the darkest eyes, the devil's eyes. He has no feelings. He has no remorse. He has no purpose but murder. He got murder on his mind. I'm talking about Mike walking around this bitch, innocuous, getting away, stalking. You don't know why he after Laurie. It's no reason to the other movies tell you why. He taking motherfuckers out. And in this movie, it ain't highly overted, But it suggested he really wouldn't mind killing these motherfucking kids either. But the thing about it, that's still forbidden on movies, even in this era. And two, he actually run into a kid when he following Lori from the school. He grabbed the little kid. The kid see him and scare her off. But I'm telling you, The Shape, oh my fucking God. And I'm telling you, what shook me to my core was the fucking ending. When he go into his final battle with Lori, she hook him with the hanger. She get a stab here. He the nigga who created the Undertaker step up. And the shape of him coming through the little silhouette, stabbing her, she fall over the balcony. The chase, how she screaming for the kids to let her in. I mean, not Ben Tramer. What the fuck? Ben Tramer, her little love interest. She's screaming for the kid. Paul Rudd character later in the movies. He was babysitting little Tommy. She banged on the door to let me in. Like, you hear it in her voice. This don't sound like she acting. This sound like they found a way to really scare this lady. She like, oh, let me in. The Shape is so patient. He ain't running. He ain't jogging. It's no facial expression with the William Shatner. The best mask of all time was part 1. Like, he chasing her without no expressions. He not jogging. He not speed power walking. He not teleporting like Jason and Freddy. He just walking calmly, stalking his motherfucking prey. And when she finally vanquished him, she really didn't. Loomis come. I don't know how he had 8 shots in a revolver, but I don't know, man. I don't know everything about guns. Maybe it's a special gun, like Herschel shotgun, unlimited ammo. When he shot him, I hit him 7 times. I mean, this boy acting his ass off. I'm gonna be honest. But after he shot him 7 times and he fell off the balcony, he walking over to the balcony. The expression they told him, John Carpenter and Dab. Don't look surprised. Don't look shocked. Look like you kind of expected it, but also like, damn, you didn't expect it. And whatever they told him, he visibly irradiated that to the screen because he had a befuddled look. He didn't look like, what the fuck? I shot this nigga 6 times. He fell off a balcony and he's not only alive, but he moving that fast and got away. He ain't looking like, oh my God, he got away. He finna come kill us. He looking like, what the fuck is he? And then the music. I said Saw the greatest, but this was 25 years before Saw. When you hear that, you like, what the fuck did I just watch? This shit ain't normal. This shit different. Then you get these swagger jacking ass niggas come out with Jason. I said this before in a previous video. Jason and Michael Myers the same nigga, just different backstory and lore. You niggas copied hard as a bitch. 3 years later in 81, Friday the 13th, part 1. But you know what I'm saying? Michael Myers, Halloween. People don't even call these movies Halloween. They call them Michael Myers. It's like Chucky. People don't call them Chucky. They don't call them Child's Play. They call them Chucky. This is the guy that started that, where the movie, it's like Freddy Krueger. It's not it's not Nightmare on Elm Street. When you so iconic, you the name of the franchise. I ain't finna try to make this extra 7 minutes. Number 1. Halloween number 1. Honorable mention, the new one coming out next month. I'm already putting that over Resurrection. So even if I hate it, Resurrection is going to be 12. That'll be 11 if I don't like it. Or it might be even higher if I have to review or redo this countdown ever again. Resurrection going to always be last. And I'm out. ZZ the King. Halloween.